right into it.
Let's get into it. That's right. 3 teams eliminated from this group. That's the scary one to be in. And I will say that one of the things I'm really watching out for in this game is, can they get past that initial burst that Soniqs is going to put out there, or are Talon just going to get ran over? If you can get to the stage where these big ultis matter, you got this coil, you got the black hole, you know, Cold Winter's Curse, all the Medusa shenanigans. But on the other side, maybe Quincy could just run away from them. You know, they're pretty quick.
Yeah, they have a frightening lineup in that regard. It's definitely a game where they can get out of your hands for the side of Talon. So you have to watch those lanes, make sure no one's getting run over too much there. And yeah, I'm definitely in agreement with the panel, though. I think that although Soniqs have had some rough starts here, you know, they turned it up at the end, managed to get themselves a W.
Right.
So coming to this one a little bit hot. And this looks comfortable. But comfort as well for Talon. This is something they've played a lot. You know, this sort of strategy, 23 Savage. We have definitely seen the Medusa a lot. You know,
yeah.
A hero he's well known for playing. Makoto on the puck, Zephyr on the Tiny in his stand-in form here. So confidence in the heroes. You know, it's just a matchup of the strategies that could bring a problem for them.
Right. Well, and you can see right there, Zephyr looking for a tossback, not quite able to find a connection. And in fact, Leslau, Quinn heading on in, wanting to get the bounty room, but they're going to have to give that one up. So instead, it's going to be just the 2 apiece. But one thing that I would mention is that, you know, leading into this, obviously on the mainstream, there was the EG facing off against Spirit Game. But on the other side, we did see you know, the Soniqs team finally managed to take that victory. It was off the back of a Yawar TA. This time, Quinn, Talon would have been watching that game, but they do decide to swap it up in the end.
Well, I mean, you know, we finally moved ourselves away from this safe lane TA. Guys, turns out can still play mid. Who would have thought? It means versus the puck, these being absolutely classic counter pick you would go for, saying the TA into the mid. So, you know, the benefits is that you're still pretty close to the Ancients, obviously, when you would go in the mid lane, whereas up top, you're not really there. So if you get someone stacking for you, that can be great. You still do just fine in the matchup. And what it does enable, too, is the matchup that they've now set, where we're going versus this Enigma and Tiny up top here, and with the help of the movement speed of MSS's rebounds, which is just so terrifying.
Right, and this is normally a lane that, you know, can get some pretty good damage in. We've seen the power of Enigma and the ability to pressure and take that tier 1 tower. Let's see if Makoto can get this range creep. Does manage to get it. He's been kind of getting a couple of quick ones there. I think that was 2 range creeps on Quinn. Not bad. It's, yeah, Makoto and Quinn battling it out there in the mid lane. And of course, down bottom, we've got Hyde, 23 Savage, playing off against Fada and Leslau, who has been having a sort of back and forth tournament, I feel like. I've been seeing a lot of Razor play from him, but this time going to be on the Night Stalker.
Yeah, this lane pairing too, just like, I feel like we got halfway through that EG draft, and I was like, man, they could use a Snapfire here. And my head said, you know, where is Snap? Like, I feel like throughout Season 3 of the DPC, Snapfire, just so many games where teams had troubles coming back in games. I would say across most of the regions, it tended to be like, you know, lanes went really well. There weren't maybe as many comebacks as some other patches, but if there was one consistent hero that could claw you out of a laning stage deficit, it was just this Snapfire, right? You get the tome on this hero, you smoke up with your team, and the kisses with any semblance of initiation are so good at picking off that really core carry hero. So in combination, she's also a great laner. And now, like Fada, like here, down versus this Wyvern and Medusa, they should be able to put some pressure on.
Yeah, and particularly find a chance to kill off 23 Savage if you can get those levels on Fada. So we'll keep an eye on that one for sure. The other thing, of course, here is you talked about those stacks. Obviously, TA taking them significantly earlier than we would see a Medusa, but if you start rotating in a couple of those heroes, maybe they can scout out that those stacks are going on and try and come and contest them. So a bunch of different stuff to watch for in the mid game, and of course, all in towards the purpose of trying to slow down this Soniqs draft.
Yeah, and to that end, though, like they can't really enable 23 Savage in the traditional way that you want to for Medusa, because they have some of the absolute best carries and cores for fighting over stacks on the side of Soniqs. I love Razor. Running in with ulti in the earlier parts of the game is very strong to try and contest Ancient stacks. Templar Assassin, obviously, very ready to battle, has the traps for the vision to know when you're doing it, and then can also just straight up steal the stacks simply. And then Night Stalker, well, what do you think this guy's looking for?
Yeah, exactly.
He wants to find you in a compromised position with his vision and just like run over these cliffs. And so the Ancients is like the perfect battleground for Sonic Squad right now. And not having that for a Medusa lineup sounds like a serious issue to me.
Well, a lot to keep our eyes on. So far, Makoto continues to have a really good laning stage, and I'm liking these little side steps that he's doing, dodging the side blade hits that normally might have connected there onto that puck. He's been able to survive through it pretty well, going for the gloves of haste after the bottle and right into the phase boots. Interesting.
Well, you heard what Lacoste said. He needs to carry the heavy lifting. It's certainly true. This game, off the back of his early game movements, as well as just the defensive TPs, perhaps, too, right? Like, you love to see tower dives as a puck, so maybe can capitalize on that with some Dream Coils. Unfortunately, not going to find a water rune, that's for sure, because they get stolen up by Soniqs.
Yeah, they got the earlier one, but they do make those rotations and wanting to deny him whenever possible. Zephyr, in the meantime, playing around with that top lane, trying to draw the creep aggro over to give the Enigma a little bit of a better time. Is sitting 14 and 14 on the Enigma so far, but you know, levels-wise, it's not like it's. I mean, it is actually pretty heavily hurting the Razor. He's been able to get a ton of these. Razor only level 3 right now. So they've been doing a great job of shutting down his sort of level progression along the way, and what he wanted. Toss back now underneath the tower MSS. Yeah, that's still a broken hero.
Yeah, it's still, I mean, just for a toss and Malphite, he'll take that amount of damage for sure.
Yeah.
Gonna have to burn the salve on MSS here, and yeah, I'm not able to get any sort of lane control out here from Sonic in the top lane. Definitely gonna be a problem. Hyde interrupts the stack.
Nice, nice. Did still get the Ancients, though. That's what you want to see. But again, sort of sending in that Tiny up on the top lane to draw the creeps over and around, and constantly getting the creep waves pulled apart. This Razor has definitely not gotten what he wanted so far. The Midnight Pulse is out along with some Eidolon's punches. Yawar dropping down low, but not quite going to die.
That is so close.
But I mean, at the end of the day, like, he doesn't have that much regen. This is still a rough time for Razor. He's running back home.
Yeah, it's still a walk all the way back. Not great. But you can see that MSS is just saying, like, you know, I can't really enable you in this lane. Like, maybe in the beginning, if they could have gotten, like, the first level 2 on their 2 heroes, that's what would concern me, right? Is, like, the rebound into the dispos, into, like, some Razor Link and damage. That could perhaps cause a problem. But as the levels stack up and the Eidolons become a little bit more frightening, that's when they decided they can't fight anymore. So MSS is now sort of wandering around the map like, what do I do? Like,
he's actually going to stack this.
I can stack this. All right, team. I got this. Runes? Any rune getters?
Right.
Quinn, I'm here for you, bud.
Don't worry.
I know you love runes.
Oh my god, it spawns top. Makoto. Oh, that's so frustrating. They bring heroes over to help out the mid, and they just end up getting a haste rune on a puck. Yeah, that one hurts.
Oh, by moving your supports down to the side of the map, though, you're hoping to apply some pressure somewhere else to maybe give a little bit more freedom to Yawar up top if he heads back up there. So they're going to run on MSS right, from MSS right on its way through Savage. It looks like it's free. Give him a little wave.
Yeah, there's no way he's out of this one. Have the dispose, as well as the cookie going, and first blood. After 6.5 minutes, MSS gonna draw it.
Of course, you know, the Marcy desperately in need of that first blood. His Hyde is just leeching some XP, has an observer ward, so is seeing that Quinn is doing this right now. Yeah, you can see. Snagging that up, and now I still see some confusion on this. These days you can leech Ancient's XP as well. Some people are still back in 2013 when you couldn't.
Right.
But obviously very difficult to get that far in.
And instead they're gonna turn on to Hyde. MSS pulls them on over again. Does have a TP scroll, but with the cookie there, seems unlikely that Hyde will get away. Splinter Blast, some more punches. And will they finally finish him off? Has another rebound, so yeah, they're just conserving mana.
So these are good pickoffs and good kills, especially the 23 Savage one. That one's obviously very important because it's like pushing him out of the lane. It's all good, but it is all sort of like, we know that this is what Sonics need at the base level for the lab to work, right? Like if they're getting no kills, it's a problem. If they're getting some kills, it's like, okay, things are functioning as how they should, but are you getting enough punish? Like, are you slowing down these heroes so you're not killing at the moment? And I think Talon overall is feeling pretty okay with the current situation.
Yeah, anything that's not just getting completely face rolled is pretty nice. They're actually going for an armlet onto Night Stalker as well. So he's wanting to scale and become a menace in these fights, which I think is pretty important for him, particularly playing against this Dusa.
Yeah, he's got some great enabling too, right? Between a Marcy with the rebounds and the sidekick as well. So I like that bit of a more varied build, the armlet.
4 heroes mid. I was wondering if they're trying to set something out there on Sonics, but it is just a Invis MSS rotating around while top tower goes down. And we'll see if they get any sort of recompense for this. But right now, Sonics looking for Hyde.
They got a wandering Razor right now. That's the main problem for Sonics.
And Goes for the punches. Zephyr right on top of him. MSS is still there. The toss will not break the coil, but they now instead push over onto Makoto. Doesn't have a point for silence yet, trying to run away and get out of there, and Leslau manages to escape, so MSS providing a little bit of help for his offlaner.
Yeah, staying alive during that first night, very important. Still has the Dark Ascension if they want to try and do a turnaround play. As Quinn moves back into the jungle, and that finally allows Yawar to now come mid. It's just still trying to hit level 6 on your position 1.
Dude, it hurts.
Yeah.
This is not where he wants to be. A very frustrating round for a Razor.
Oh, he's queuing up the forbidden item.
Now, that's a MSS rundown onto Zephyr there, but yeah, like you said, he knows what he needs.
Yeah, well, XP is very important on this hero. You know, we like the talents, we like the scaling later on, so you're just buying a little bit more XP when you had such a rough start for Yawar.
Okay.
So that's what we're going to go with here. And Vlad's already done from KP. See, it kind of moves his little crew here towards that mid lane. See if they can apply some pressure with the help of 23 Savage.
Okay. And at least for now, they had already used the TP onto Tiny, but they could be making a move. I mean, we'll see if they want to try and come back to defend this on Soniqs. It seems like they do, although Yawar, he might just be a bit too far forward. Zephyr hiding in the trees, though. They keep eyes on him. Avalanche afterwards. Toss away isn't enough. He does get one more last round of the plasma field, which will be enough to keep the tower alive and maybe turn on to Zephyr here as well. Steals the regen, but MSS, he's on a killing spree.
I mean, that is a level 3 Tiny still, I believe.
Yeah.
He's almost 4, but still, you know, he's not having the best game either. So some people are suffering on the side of Talon as well.
That's fair. Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, you know, like, in terms of net worth, it's like 1,600 difference between top and bottom. You still got a very fine farmed Night Stalker at this point. It's not the end of the world at all. Going to come down to much more to these fights probably later on and how that works out.
Yeah, to me, they're just waiting on Soniqs for the level 6 on Fada, and then just whenever Leslau feels comfortable, just like run at them with the ulti. I think that could just be now. I'd like to see maybe the stick come out, or maybe perhaps even the full wand.
Okay.
Just to go fight. Like, MSS now has the, I'm going to call him SVG at some point, by the way. I'm just saying. It's going to happen. But MSS, he's got the tome, so gets a couple more levels for this mobility in the early game. Probably thinking like, should I sidekick, you know? Is it worth taking a point in the Unleash? What are my dispel options here? It's not that great this game.
You always love it with the, if the Night Stalker's already coming in to punch, why not? But yeah. We'll watch and see what they decide to do. It very much feels like chill out mode.
It seems bad.
Yeah?
For Soniqs.
Not liking that?
I don't like chilling out versus the Enigma and Medusa lineup. That seems like a bit of an issue here. Like, KP's going to have a Wraith Pact pretty soon.
That's an item. Well, they don't want to chill that much more either, as Fada has level 6, and Quinn forcing some movement in towards mid. The question is, can they actually pressure this tower? And, I mean, look at this. Talon's just got the whole map, it feels like, to farm out.
Yeah, there's some pretty solid traps just like right around them right now. Obviously not going to help you versus the smoke, but it's allowing Quinn to step up a little bit here, start pressuring this tower. And the longer that the kisses are just like sitting here ready to go, the more I'm just like, all right, come on.
I know.
Fight, let's go.
All these things feel like they should be going together. A DD on Quinn in the bottle. Now they do pop ulti. Makoto finding one. Yawar in some trouble here. The coil is out. They also have KP nearby with the black hole if they need it, but they're not going to need it.
I feel like they're kind of just like, all right, you know, Yawar's dead. That's kind of whatever. Ooh, Makoto trying to get punished here.
Moves forward. Do they need enough of the kisses? Fada walks on in, has enough for the finish. Hyde now turned upon. They need to be careful not to kill with the winner's curse, but Leslau's there to break it, and the slow, sleddy beatdown comes on out as Hyde is going to get disposed and finished.
Yeah, and Fada, a little bit scary to not just drop the kisses onto a puck in a situation like that, but obviously a Wyvern's right there with the curse, and so you don't want to end up accidentally wasting that, so nice and clean, easy kill, and again, I don't really think they mind losing Yawar. They still cleaned up the mid-tier 1 tower. He's already back hitting some creeps.
Okay. And the Midas, good to go. I mean, that is the thing that feels a little bit strange about it, right? You talk about the need to go fast and to play aggressively with this lineup, and maybe some of that gets augmented because there is that Hand of Midas on the Razor. They will have this like really hard timing probably with the second item that comes out after that, or maybe the third item, but I don't know. We'll see if I almost said T1. It's freaking all these Mr. Zephyr there. If Talon is going to be able to have what they need to go toe-to-toe with them at that point.
There's sort of different like levels, I think, that you could have played this draft from Soniqs, and they've missed out on level 1, which would have been just like, oh, we crushed the lanes, nice. You know, like we had some good rotation mid or something, and we killed Makoto, and then Quinn's like popping off. Maybe like they got a couple kills right at level 2 with Yawar, and that lane went even instead of getting sort of worked by the side of the Enigma. So step 2 was a little bit more passive, as you said.
Hide away for a moment, but Fada gonna get found. Leslau farming creeps next to the near-dead body of his teammate, and, well, they get the link up onto Zephyr, but the Wraith Pact already down. It's not going to be enough damage to kill him. So, Soniqs pop a couple ultis, not able to get any fight victory off of that, and you're getting closer to, like, a Blink Dagger on the Tiny.
I know, yeah, he just got level 6, you know? Like, just a second ago, now he's level 7, almost as a Blink Dagger. He's like, nice. Yeah. All right, I'm finding myself a game here.
Oh, you ready? The toss into Black Hole. Show yourself, Leslau, I dare you. I don't think it's going to happen. One of these days. The budget blink.
Well, that will pretty much be their best initiation until that Blink Dagger comes out here. Also considering a Blink Dagger on KP, too. Kind of interesting. Not the best ways to cancel Black Hole this game, by the way.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We got MSS maybe grabbing some people. Perhaps chucking them out there. Like it's a chrono. Which we're like pretty sure works.
Yeah, there you go.
Absolutely. Be honest.
But the other thing is maybe you could just kill him. Like there's a lot of magic damage and kind of uncontrollable damage from Razor too. But we'll have to watch and see. But right now, I mean, you look at the net worth and there's this like trifecta of Talon heroes that are all starting to get into a couple of really important items. And we just saw the Tiny get his blink. So I would imagine Talon have a pretty good timing here with everything else coming together.
Yeah, to me, this is like a massive decider for the game as to who does the best in this 5 minutes. It's another nighttime right now for Leslau, so that should give them the edge, but he also just finished a shard too, so that's obviously pretty important for this in and out weaving that you want to do during a team fight. KP lurking in the trees nearby here. Gonna scout out.
Oh, ganking a Night Stalker at night. I have not seen the like. As the silence is there, Wraith Pact down, the big old ulti, the Winner's Curse afterwards, but it's pretty good damage coming out from Fada, but they do manage to break it, toss him back in. And now, with Marcy dead and only the Snapfire remaining alive here, this was not the timing that Soniqs wanted.
He barely survived there on KP2. Bit of a disaster there for Soniqs, and Quinny's just like, look, like, can I get in? Is there a spot here? Like, Cookie's in a couple seconds, maybe Cookie me on top of the Tiny, let's get one cleanup kill.
Yeah, that's one at least. That's what they needed. So a little bit of a bait coming out from Fada at the end, which allows them to get a turnaround kill. Much needed. But again, the big story is this Medusa who's just been left completely alone to farm away. Manta done, getting towards Scotty.
Yeah, and that is the goal, right? Just creating that space and slowing down the snowball, because when you knock off someone like that Night Stalker, it just he takes away a lot of the momentum that they have, because it's hard for them to start fights, though. Night Stalker right now. No more kisses, so definitely lacking on the damage at the moment as well.
Well, can they take advantage of this moment now? I mean, the big problem is that even throughout all of that, we didn't see the Black Hole. Winner's Curse is going to be back up again. Coils pretty soon, and obviously it hasn't even been one round of Stone Gaze yet, so they can't walk into the pit. I mean, Soniqs looking for an objective, and they're just coming up with nothing. But we'll see.
The snowball moment has passed. We have entered the state of Talon looks like the more formidable lineup, in my opinion. I think that they have not garnered enough of a lead on Soniqs for this game to look very good for them. I think they're going to have to do some pretty heavy outplaying around the Roche pit. And not a great scenario right now for them.
Well, Talon, destiny in their hands. I mean, this is one of those things, too, in a matchup where you're playing against the other teams that are in the lower side of the bracket. If you want to not get eliminated in groups, you really need to 2-0 here, or at the very least win a game. So taking the first skin out of this for Talon would be absolutely huge. We'll see if they can actually make it happen or not. But a lot of vision in this area. You can see there's 2 wards up on the high ground. Soniqs also have one over by the Roche pit. And the smoke up. They're running through all this vision.
Yeah, they kind of know this is happening, though.
Zephyr?
They see the couriers flying over that ward, too. They see all the couriers going right over. It's like a train.
They see Medusa right away. She just pops Stone Gaze and runs away.
Dude.
The couriers!
I can't stand that. Drives me insane. literally like they're like a conga line. They're like holding hands, going over this smoke. All your heroes are smoked, and the crews are just like, we're coming too.
Oh no, dude! If they go into this Rosh and lose it like this, they got to be so careful. Now they do have some vision down for Soniqs, but with all the heroes in the area, he's got Enigma Black Hole ready to go. Watch out. And yeah, you can see Soniqs, they realize that they can't go in for that anymore, but Zephyr with the toss back, they find Fada looking for the chase down, is a kill there. Now Leslau,
this is so painful.
the trade, some good spillover damage disposed, looking for it for the turnaround. Oh, that's gonna be a big one. Winner's Curse onto one, Marcy dead, also keeping control of Leslau. Quinn wanting to finish off that race back, even denies it.
This is why Tiny and like Pudge, they just feel like such frustrating heroes to play against, because you get forced into a bad position. Because you feel like, oh, we're grouped up. So they went on Snap, but it's only our Snap, so we want to fight. So you pop ulti on Leslau, and then you're just like, oh man, this is really deep.
Yeah.
That was a long position that they moved that hero that we were kind of okay with losing. And so you chase down, your formation breaks, you get a good curse off defensively, and suddenly you've now used your Dark Ascension. You don't have that available for the next fight. It looks like Talon can now start approaching into that dire jungle, set up good vision, and prep for a Rosh themselves if they'd like to.
Right. There are still some interesting things going on here in a little bit. They've got the BKB done for the Razor. And also kind of a unique little pickup here is going to be the drums on the Snapfire. I feel like with all these physical damage right clickers, that's really neat.
Yeah, insanely good with Night Stalker too, obviously, because he gets that big, just like bonus flat damage. So when you give him the attack speed bonus, you're gonna be very happy about that. And they need these items to let them battle right now, because they have to battle their way back into this game. And currently, they don't win fights. So they need to itemize to win these fights. Until they have Refresher on Razor, I'm not gonna give them much of a chance. But once that comes out, and if Yawar can get that good positioning, that could be the huge tool that maybe turns us back around for them.
Right. Yeah, if your Night Stalker is down, you know, a couple thousand gold, you need to be building these other items that make them stronger. And that's what it seems like Soniqs is trying to do right now. A rough situation to be in, and while we are seeing that this Medusa is, you know, continuing to get farmed, get the items that she wants, you still have this TA that's slightly ahead of her. Quinn having a very good game.
Yeah, he's been doing extremely well. He also went for this Blink Dagger instead of like the BKB or something, because wants to, like, if they can find a fight, he wants to be involved in them. And at the same time, it obviously does increase your farming at least a little bit, right? Keeps you a bit more survivable on the side of the map on this hero too. So he wants to farm in those slightly more dangerous spots.
Oh, can see that Dota plus 70% right now. I mean, again, it all comes down to how these fights start, what the vision looks like, and at least in that regard, we should see a slight edge into the favor of Soniqs. You've got this Night Stalker hero. So much of why they picked it is just for that advantage you can get in these later game fights. But the Scotty is done now for Dusa. We'll see what Talon want to do with it.
Yeah, but our boy Makoto here, this guy, he's got Force Staff. Like, you know?
That's fair.
So you think I care about Night Stalker?
That's a good point.
Yeah, making myself unkillable.
It does also mean he doesn't have much damage, though.
It's okay. He's got 23 Savage for that, right?
That's true. Well, 21 minutes in. A very positionally based game. As you can see, Medusa has not really left her side of the map at all. Sticking down in that triangle, down bottom, a little bit in her own jungle, but 23 Savage has been away from the fights pretty consistently, but now starting to play as that front hero towards the other side of his team.
I like how he stands outside the Rosh Pit for a little bit. Just make sure they know, you know? If there is a ward, I want them to be sure that we're in here.
There's a DG down bottom. Can make a lot of difference here. I kind of feel like if they had a ward on that, Talon would have head on over to pick it up.
Yeah, I'm thinking Quinn would love to get the hands on this right now. An empty bottle, get a smoke out with this, a Blink Dagger on that. This is huge. All right, they need this GD.
Yeah, I mean, that's everything for both teams.
Smoke. Oh, he's got his Orchid too. Okay, we got big tools. All right, for Soniqs.
Are they going to go check the rune first? I mean, this is one of those moments where if the fight doesn't go well, you're going to be regretting not seeing that DD later. But as for now, they see the illusions.
Well, maybe he gets cursed. You know?
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, they spot it. Soniqs have a DD ready to go with the Orchid.
Okay.
You can get the jump here.
How do we find Wyvern, though? We got to find Hyde. All right, he's got a Ghost Scepter, too, okay?
Hyde can kill them all.
How does he die?
Leslau, they break it. MSS pulls one away. Makoto there with the silence. Orchid afterwards on to 2. TD is popped. Got to be careful about that Winner's Curse. But finding the backlines. Leslau right on top of Enigma, blowing him to pieces. They already are running in with the buyback. Tiny's going to be back in there. The Winner's Curse on the other side of the fight. Leslau gets isolated. The rest of the team couldn't keep up. Quinn looking for his moment, finds it, takes him down, but he blinks away. And now Yawar, he gets brought down too. They're all going to die. Oh no, Soniqs not like this.
Man, he like got out from the Wraith Pact, and I was like, oh, there it is. He throws down the Orchid, but you know, it doesn't stop that blink.
Oh, KP blink away.
I mean, to be that low and to have not taken damage that long, that's pretty painful.
Jeez.
And, yeah, and Makoto, how about the way they play that fight too? And you know, by the way, Winner's Curse, just keeping it to like the last necessary moment there from Hyde, right? He saw that the Night Stalker there from Leslau was just chasing Enigma the whole time, looking to protect KP. KP's getting low, but he doesn't panic. He just holds on because then he helps isolate Yawar, just make sure he can't get into the fight, get involved to help finish off. That's what allows the turnaround play from Makoto to take down Leslau's Night Stalker. Just a nice clean fight there. It was a dieback there, or rather a buyback there from Zephyr too, but
I mean, that's going to be augmented right now. Now Zephyr can get the Aegis, right?
oh yeah, of course. Right. He's a replay here.
But think about this. They put so much emphasis that entire fight on catching and stopping KP. Not only does he doesn't die, but he just distracts everybody and ends up getting away scot-free.
Yeah. And Hyde, just no panic, you know? He'd already used the Cold Embrace. He's like, that's fine. We got the damage. It's going to be okay. Force Staff or not, Puck, still get the right clicks with Witchblade.
Oof. Blink away there. Unreal. Yeah.
And it is a situation, too, where the Soniqs know that they need to clean up the surrounding heroes. They can't really go on 23 Savage.
Wait a minute. Back in the world of the living here. We do have Leslau. Eats a creep. Stays alive. Will it be for long enough, though? Trying to get out of the Midnight Pulse, and it looks like he will manage to escape. So very close.
Backing on up there, but not a great reveal for the fight of the Blink Dagger, Night Stalker, and the Orchid here.
No.
Only a 2K lead, though. I mean, overall, I'll be honest, I would have expected the lead to be a little bit larger for Talon at this point. Part of that is because they're running around as 5 a lot right now. They feel like there's an opportunity for Soniqs maybe to come out here and try and take a fight versus 23 Savage or someone, so they're just sort of like grouped up, and you have Soniqs who's just spread it a little bit more. Yawar was farming down through that bottom half of the map for a bit, so he's actually managed to jump up over some of these other Radiant heroes. Pretty impressed with the gold management right now, and just like the overall economy from Soniqs, because in my eyes, Talon are just like, they feel so good this game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some of that could also be the Midas a little bit, but it doesn't feel like that gold keeping it equal is necessarily changing the state of this game. I'm still very, very concerned for Soniqs going forward, and for Talon, I mean, just play it safe. Another DD is going to spawn up there on the top side, and they have BKB Enigma on top of the Wraith Pact now. Yeah, that's so painful too, because they're going to have that refresher for Yawar, and you're just going to be like, oh, when I finally get refreshed, I'm going to get Black Hold, huh? And what are we going to do about that? You know, maybe MSS can get the save. A lot of pressure down bottom. Enigma going to make the movement over. KP, they spot him there, and that is the signal for Soniqs to get the heck out. As the tower tier 2 will drop up on the top side of the map, and Talon trying to play very clean Dota from this point forward. No risks.
Well, we've praised some of these concepts around the heavy physical right click from Soniqs, and like all the synergy they have.
Oh my god. Dude, that is a Night Stalker.
He's gonna die to Witchblade, yeah.
Makoto! What a monster! Oh, Enigma. Black Hole's one. Why not? Where's the save? There is nothing doing there. They find both cores. They now chase down MSS. He's in trouble also. And Soniqs cannot stand up to the pressure of all these big ultis.
No, trying to find some sort of a play on the side lanes, not able to get it, and you could say maybe they bought a little bit of time here for that refresher to now be done.
That's true.
That's at least one more tool they have, but
the bodies of their teammates.
Yeah, well, somebody's gonna extract a little bit of gold, you know, sell some cadavers.
That's fair.
Someone's gonna teach those medical students.
That's where we're going. I like that. Man, okay. 27 minutes. I mean, I'm struggling to figure out. I mean, I guess they just need to find that like really good fight with the Razor refresher orb and the double BKB, but there's so much BKB piercing disable too.
Yes, there's a big stack of issues that need to go wrong. We need to bait out a bad Stone Gaze if you're playing on the side of Soniqs right now. So we need a bad Stone Gaze. And then after that, you got to continue the chase down. You got heroes for that. You got Rebound, you got Razor, you got Night Stalker, even Snap. They're pretty good chasers. That part's good.
Okay.
But then after that, you got to deal with a potential Curse and Black Hole and Coil. Huge position punishing abilities. So when you're in the chase and you're all running through those little cracks trying to get through and figure out where they went, that's when you get got by that. So and then you're looking at like some bursts. You're going to see Makoto, who is a Force Staff and a Yules and an Arcane.
Can it work though? Do they have enough to burst? Yule's Scepter lift up. The silence is still there afterwards, and they do manage to get that kill. Sonic suddenly maybe having an opportunity here. Can they find any more? The rest of Talon trying to run away. I mean, they have vision here. The jump in Zephyr trying to interrupt. They do still have that BKB war. Pops for pressure afterwards, taking a ton of damage. Leslau in the midst of all of them. The Stone Gaze run away, but Leslau in trouble. Getting ran down, but able to get the armlet toggle off. So they do buy enough space to not die, and they took down the Wyvern.
They're doing the things, the bad Stone Gaze.
This is what they need. Can they find more?
It's happening.
Zephyr trying to get out of there, but no. They able to connect and take down this Tiny. As eventually he dies. The Ghost Scepter will keep alive a little bit longer, but a huge fight win for Soniqs. They're not giving up.
Well, that is exactly what they needed. That could not have gone much better.
The Aegis expiring and Black Hole back up in 25. They knew the timing of that. Can Talon keep the pressure off of them? Truly
an outplay scenario being needed here. And one thing I was going to point out before is like we talked a lot about how they have all these ideas with the physical damage that they have, but they've gone for double Ghost Scepters on the Tiny and the Winter Wyvern, but they actually did get punished there. And that's why the damage was so heavy that fight from Snap. Fought doing about 2,000 damage, just as much as Leslau as in that engagement. They were the two highest damage dealers.
Wow.
Being able to catch them inside. He actually only had 77 damage from Quinn according to this, but
jeez.
I think that's just on the final kill.
Okay, gotcha.
It seems a little low.
Smoke up, ready to fight. And the big difference this time is that they're going to, on Talon, have Black Hole ready. They're going to have Winter's Curse ready. And for Soniqs, they need to find another way to bait out good fights. But to be honest, I mean, 40 seconds till Dark Ascension and it's daytime. They can't do anything here.
That was pretty scary, though. The smoke just pops on the other side of the tree line there.
Yeah.
I'll see how brave Quinn's feeling.
Yeah, he did take that bottom tier 2 tower.
He's sitting here for a little bit, you know.
What can he do?
Oh, toss back Zephyr maybe? Anyone coming home? Oh.
When
TP's coming in.
Refraction, he has Blink. Nope, he doesn't have Blink anymore. Orchid, BKB. Yeah, that's not going to work against KP. It was a valiant effort. Wait, Refraction? Refraction turn, Blink. Does he have it? MSS, no, can't get there for the help in time. Now goes back in. Suddenly, we're there on top of him. Hyde turns though, and as the BKB comes out, the Winter's Curse stops it. And just like that.
MSS.
Oh, Yawar, what are you doing? No! Oh, no! He is going to get caught. They wanted to help Quinn, but it is not going to happen. MSS TP's out now as well. They try and run away. Fada slowing things down, but now 23 Savage comes out. So Fada's going to die. But they do manage to get out with the Razor.
I have no idea how y'all were there. I don't know how MSS got out. He got found on the tree line by the puck. I thought he was done for.
Now, the plus side, that was a fight taken on Talon's side of the map, and there's no Black Hole now.
True. I guess we can take that, but that seems like it's a little bit of a downside.
You're not wrong. I mean, at the end of the day, they did lose the TA and the snap, but we'll see how it goes. Daedalus
that's a big one. Some big damage on that Swift Blink after. Oh, that item is so nasty on Medusa. With the Stone Gaze bonus movement speed and adding that on top of the Swift Blink, like talking about chase down potential that they have on Soniqs, you're going to see that on a Medusa too.
Yeah.
And 20 seconds until Roche may respawn. Lyrical, give me your number.
How long are we going? Let's say 45 seconds.
Dude, wait, what the hell? I was going to say 42. We're so close.
Well, either great minds or really bad minds think.
All right,
we'll find out in a second here how close we are.
It's coming.
It looks like Makoto takes the DD, actually. And timer says 20.
Lame.
We were half as good.
Very fast Roche here. And, well, it could be good timing here.
Yeah, no Black Hole.
Yeah, if they find their way in here, maybe get an engagement, but they're going to scan. They see there's no one inside that dire jungle.
this could be it. We'll see how it goes, as it's only smoking up with 4, and you can see Talon, like, they recognize the danger. They are going to go back onto their triangle, just try and hold this area.
Yeah, hold Zephyr, hold door.
Can they do it? Yeah, this is...
yeah, we need vision here. Yeah, I was just thinking that. They need a ward up there bad.
Wait,
all right, so Zephyr just goes.
For it. Zephyr is the ward, but can't see inside the pit. Gonna send the illusions in. Quinn is taking it down. This is incredibly bold. And smoke up again, but...
Black hole in 10.
Quinn did not get caught in that one. Do they know the timing? With BKB ready, this could be really dangerous.
He has buyback, but I don't know if you want to use it. It looks like this is what this is a long wraparound.
Wraparound. Dark Ascension ready. Who can they find?
Oh,
they're all grouped together.
BKB.
Leslau runs in, smoke into all of them, the silence onto everybody. For the Black Hole, it's only onto 1. Is that good enough? I'm not sure. They start the fight off. Y'all were already down to nothing. He gets demolished. 1 by 1, they start to fall. It didn't matter about the Black Hole because 23 Savage is just too massive. Oh, he didn't stand a chance. That Daedalus tore him apart.
Yeah, you get in there, and it's like you're controlling all of these supporting units, but that was the early game. That's how you had to play there. He's here now. You know, 23 Savage has arrived. He has these huge items, and that's why just in that last fight, even though it wasn't successful when they all ran towards 23 Savage, you see why.
Yeah.
You know? He does not care about this Night Stalker. He's just going to stand there and swing.
That was so much damage. And, you know, you had just finished that plate mill on the Razor. He probably felt like, okay, I can actually sort of stand against this and deal with the pressure, but the AC not done at that point, and Deuce is just hitting too hard.
Yeah, he got Stone Gaze too, so he was just getting absolutely diced up there with the bonus physical damage.
Well, 12K gold lead, and what was feeling like maybe on the edge of victory, Soniqs now have a massive hill to climb, and, well, it's actually Talon that are going high ground. 23 Savage beating away at that tier 3 tower, and they also finish the refresher.
So let's put a big old stamp on this game here, KP.
He's feeling ready.
A little bit of style points, perhaps. A surprise Black Hole.
As the melee racks are going to go down. Leslau needing to get some more gold for himself, it looks like. Possibly the items. He gets level 20 off of that, so 20 extra strength. But I don't know if that's going to be enough to hold off here.
And they just plant 23 Savage ahead, sitting on that high ground. Not a lot you can do. They don't have a Tiny. They don't have a Pudge. They don't have a Lasso.
They got an MSS.
Oh, look at that.
Dispose. The toss back, not as good as they wanted. Leslau, BKB, Winner's Curse. Oh no, the TA is ripping apart Yawar again. Black Hole solo onto Leslau yet again. That's the refreshed one. And as they keep chasing down 1 by 1, Makoto might have gone a bit too far, but the rest of this team is with them as well. Toss back onto Hyde. Quinn is gonna die, and GG is called. Talon able to pick up a victory.
Yeah, very good game from them. And of course, some fears, right? Like we understand the concept behind the draft here from Soniqs, but not able to string it together quite fast enough for that that slicker victory that you might expect, and unable to even get some sort of like a secondary motion going in the mid game after that Midas onto Yawar after a really bad laning stage.
Yeah, and to me at least, it felt like the Enigma pick was really what sort of set all of that in motion, because we think about the way that they wanted to be able to catch back up. You said buy the experience that they needed, and then it just didn't happen, and he's behind and it looked pretty rough.
Yeah, that was a really tough one.
Yeah.
Honestly, like you really needed to snowball, keep things going, and they weren't able to get there, and so they kind of kept trying to force it, and they had these moments, right, where you're like, oh, they're almost back into it. Oh,
yeah,
they're almost there,
exactly.
but there's this like ticking clock in the background, and it's it's Medusa.
I mean, it's Medusa, it's Enigma, it's Wyvern. Like, all these heroes are so freaking good in the late game, and they just weren't able to quite get where they needed to. But we're going to have to see what happens in game number 2, Trent. But for now, at least, we're going to head on back to the panel, let them break down all the action. We'll see you on the other side.
That was such a convincing win for Talon, taking down Soniqs in game number 1 here. Now, we talk about the Medusa. You kind of like, I don't know about this Medusa pick. My goodness. 23 Savage was on fire on that hero.
He was, yeah. He was. I mean, they knew their timings very, very well, and they played the map very well. I think this game, Talon had a much better read on the game than Soniqs, which was probably their like biggest strength, because they knew where they were meant to play, where they were meant to pressure, to do what they needed to do to enable Savage. Because yeah, every time he's played Medusa in the past, and it's shown here as well, he just farms like really, really hard, and he gets his items every time because his team knows to just play like somewhere else on the map and just like give him the space he needs and like create that chaos.
Yeah, I was a little worried for Talon, how well games started for Soniqs, because they were making the moves, and at one point you felt the lack of damage that Talon did have early on, but they did manage to stabilize things, like a couple of rotations from Puck with Tiny as well, and they were playing 4 versus 5. At one point we've seen the heat map of Medusa. She did not cross the river. This is like 20 minutes into the game. She's like, nah, I might be a Medusa, but
Right.
I don't want to get my feet wet at all. Not gonna cross that river, gonna continue farming, and in the end, I feel like Soniqs, they needed to play aggressively early on. This Razor Hand of Midas kind of delayed their timings, I would say, because even if you have this BKB, there's still multiple ways to go through it with the Black Hole, with the Winter's Curse. So a bit difficult, but I felt like when TA got Tesso, they needed to make stuff done.
Right. Now, I love that you said that, Medusa didn't cross, but the moment that she did when she joined into that fight, we do even like have that clip coming at you right now. I call it the beginning of the end, because it was still pretty back and forth at this fight. And then things just went so bad on the side of Soniqs, where each and every one of them just started dropping.
Yeah, this fight was really hard for them because they kind of got a bit split up. Like Leslau, he wanted to get on the back line. He had his blink. Mossy had her blink too. They just kind of got split because Medusa, I don't know if they expected her to be there. Like, they saw her, they had Night Stalker vision, they knew he was there, and yet Laszlo still goes, and he just gets hit down by the Skadi timing. Like, this is what I mean about this good read on this game. They know Medusa's really strong, so they link her up with the team when they have the Skadi. They know they can fight, and it was like way too late by Soniqs to make a grand move like this. When Medusa's farming bot, that's when they needed to be going top and running at Talon.
And this Wyvern pick kind of made a lot of difference, where not just the Wyvern pick, because you do have Cold Embrace. Positioning from Hide was really, I guess that's why he's called Hide, because he's hiding in the trees. And I think we gotta give credit to like itemization overall on side of Talon. Enigma with the Raid Pack reducing damage, Cold Embrace against both Razor and Templar Assassin. You know that it's gonna be super effective. The only magical damage that they had was Snapfire ulti, and that's about it. Also, speaking of the itemization, I love Puck. The way Mikoto played is he bought so many defense